Welcome to the first of many videos in the series. We'll discuss and go over the AWS Cloud Practitioner Certification. In this video, we're going to just cover cloud computing, just the high level, what it is and what it can do for us. So cloud computing is an on-demand availability of computer system resources, data storage, computer power, without direct active management by the user. So the servers and the storage are owned and operated by a provider, and then the user just consumes the resources that are already maintained by the cloud provider. Cloud computing is generally used to describe data centers available to many users over the internet. Large clouds, predominantly today, often have functions distributed over multiple locations from central servers. If the connection to the user is relatively close, it may even be designated as an edge server. So edge computing or edge servers are just those servers and resources that are located closest to the user. The cloud may be limited to a single organization, enterprise cloud, or may be available to multiple organizations, such as a public cloud, such as AWS. Cloud computing cloud computing relies on sharing of resources to achieve coherence and economics of scale. And one of the key benefits of cloud computing is the opportunity to replace upfront capital infrastructure expenses with low variable costs that scale with your business. So before, companies had to purchase large amounts of infrastructure costs, servers, and rack them up, etc. Now with cloud, you just rent the space that's already there, provided by a cloud provider. So businesses are no longer procuring the servers, and no longer takes weeks or months of advance notice to order and receive and rack and stack these servers. Instead, you can instantly sign up hundreds of thousands of servers in minutes and deliver results much faster. So there are 6 advantages of cloud computing. The first of which is that we get to trade capital expenses for variable expenses, which we kind of hinted on. So instead of having to invest heavily in data centers and servers before you know how you're going to use them, you can pay only when you consume computing resources and pay only for how much you consume. Second benefit from cloud computing is you benefit from the massive economies of scale. By using cloud computing, you can achieve a lower variable cost than you can get on your own, because usage from hundreds of thousands of customers is aggregate in the cloud and spread across those hundreds of thousands of customers. And so providers such as AWS can achieve higher economies of scale, which translates into lower pay-as-you-go pricing. The third advantage to cloud computing is you get to stop guessing about capacity. So you eliminate guessing on your infrastructure capacity needs. When you make a capacity decision prior to deploying an application, you often ended up either sitting on expensive, idle, wasted resources, or dealing with limited capacity because you didn't purchase enough. Right? But with cloud computing, these problems go away. You can access as much or little capacity as you need and scale up and down as required with only a few minutes notice. And we got increased speed and agility, right? In a cloud computing environment, new IT resources are only a click away. which means that you reduce the time to make those resources available to your developers from weeks to minutes. It results in a dramatic increase in agility for an organization, since the cost and time it takes to experiment and develop is significantly lower. And stop spending money running and maintaining data centers. You focus on the projects that differentiate your business, not the infrastructure. Cloud computing lets you focus on your own customers rather than on the heavy lifting of racking, stacking, and powering servers. Right? So, Amazon or other cloud providers, they provide the servers and maintain the servers, and so that's one less thing that you as a business need to worry about. And then finally, we can go global in minutes. It's easy to deploy your application in multiple regions around the world with just a few clicks. This means you can provide lower latency and a better experience for your customers at a minimal cost. Next, with the cloud, it's highly available and scalable, right? In computing, the term availability is used to describe the period of time when a service is available, as well as the time required by a system to respond to requests made by a user. High availability is the quality of a system or component that assures a high level of operational performance for a given period of time. And then scalability refers to the ability of the resources to increase or decrease in size or quantity. There's a lot of infrastructure involved to make something like this happen, so it's not an easy task, but this is truly the power of the cloud. It can be highly available and highly scalable at the same time, and you don't have to maintain that infrastructure. Someone does that for you, and so that is a huge benefit. Then professionally secured infrastructure. So no matter how good your IT security team is, they're probably not better informed, equipped, and trained than their counterparts at a major cloud provider. Large cloud providers are usually better informed, equipped, and trained when compared to most organizations. Not saying that all organizations, but on average better than most organizations. And cloud computing provides a simple way to access servers, storage, databases, and a broad set of application services over the internet. And a cloud service platform such as AWS owns and maintains the network connected hardware required for these application services, while you provision and use what you need via web application. Metered payment model. So this is also the part of the cloud. Is the meter billing is a pricing model in which you pay for a service only based on the level of usage. For example, the cost of the service might depend on time used, the volume of data processed, or the CPU cycles, depending on the type of service. And it may be very inexpensive, a penny an hour or a penny a gig, but it does add up in aggregate. Alright, so this is where we'll stop here for this video. In the next video we'll pick up with server virtualization.